Welcome to the Aro Benaiah Show. Today I'm joined by Katharina Huang, indie author and creator of Wagot's Voyage Travel Adventure Puzzles book series, who left a corporate machine learning career to build a more joyful, creative life through travel, play, and storytelling. It's really a pleasure having you on the show, Katharina.
Thanks for having me. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. So, Katharina, what was it like growing up?
It's a mixed bag, I would say. I mean, overall, I'm really glad I had the experience to live in three different countries. I think it makes me more mature early on. It could be hard when you don't understand the like social norms and you have to navigate that before smartphone. I'm old. Yeah, I had to figure a few different things out. For example, how to hold chopsticks or what kind of tropical vegetable I'm not afraid of. So it could be a little bit lonely, but at the same time, now that I've grown, I was really appreciative of all of the experiences that I get to have. It is not a common experience where you grew up in California Bay Area, and then your family decide to move back to Taiwan, and you have to like figure out how to behave yourself in the classroom, how to interact with your peers, classmates, stuff like that. I think a lot of the times, especially nowadays, the world is so messy. A lot of the times we get frustrated about how people are thinking differently than we are, or they are making decisions that we don't agree with. And for me, I feel like, yeah, I felt that too, but I felt like my growing up experience really helped me normalize that there are just people with different mentality or different values all around us. Either we want to acknowledge it or not. And it is very powerful when it comes to understanding, when it comes to making decisions that will benefit everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Katharina. And I think it's really profound, being that you live in different area, and the fact that the three countries all together, oh, that was a whole lot, and a whole lot of learning alongside too. So, Katharina, what was it? What's first sparked out the idea of combining travels and puzzle into a book format?
Yeah, so I had a first career. I used to work in tech, and around COVID time, I wanted to leave it. I was a little burnout. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to do next, I wanted to be completely different from any tech, any data science, no more coding. And so puzzle came about that way. I always liked puzzles, brain teasers, the New York Times games. I love all of those, like, little games that you can do in 5-10 minutes. But I decided to make that hobby into my new career. So that's the puzzle part. And for travel, it's really because of my upbringing. Plus, I later on in college got training for cultural surveys, studies of survey methodology, stuff like that. And even though it's very niche, it is very helpful in understanding a subject, or like say a country that you're not familiar with. So travel. Okay, travel is a buzzword that I think will be accessible to a lot of people. But what I really wanted to do is, on top of, looking at all of the tourist attractions, you can, like, the readers can also learn a little bit about the culture. And I don't mean like dry, boring culture. I mean like, what is their pop songs
Yeah.
last year? Or like, what kind of novel is selling really well, say in Nigeria? And so that is my way of making different voices around the world accessible to mostly Americans, because I mean, that's who I know.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. I think it's really, really intriguing being that you're able to kind of create travels with puzzle, and it's really a whole lot compared to while you were in the tech, while you were in a stable career being in tech. Yeah, the COVID actually get to kind of was something that actually get to push you, and the fact that you live across three different continents while you're growing up, Germany, US, and Taiwan. That was a whole lot. But how did that actually experience shape your worldwide view, living in Germany, US, and Taiwan?
Yeah, Germany, I'm not sure because, okay, I was born in Germany. I left when I was 3 years old. So I practically know nothing. I was told some of my personalities is still kind of German. I'm like very on time and I'm very straightforward. Sometimes it annoys people, especially after I moved back to Taiwan. It is a the way of talking is more cordial. People try not to like hurt other people's feelings. You beat around the bushes a little bit more, which is like very interesting for me to see. It's like in Germany, people try to make your life easy by becoming very straightforward, I guess. But like in Asia, the Asian countries that I know about, they try to make your life easy by like smoothing over things and not being pointy, and it's like two different methods, but they are trying to achieve the same thing, which is very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, amazing, amazing, amazing. So how did burnout influence the way you now define success and balance?
There's like a straightforward connection, but overall, I think I am pretty flexible. So when I got burned out in tech around COVID, I guess flexibility was one of my strong suit. I wanted a change, and I kind of just, it was easy for me to accept that, okay, maybe this part of my life is over. I'm looking for a new start, a new career, and I want to go into e-commerce. Um, and because I came from a family that's like very like research focused, everyone is in STEM and like have PhDs. So I had to learn all of the like marketing, how do you do like fulfillment and like stock and stuff like that, SEO, all of those by myself, and being flexible really comes into play. I guess I'm also street smart. I can't tell you if I'm book smart or not, but I'm very street smart because navigating three countries. Yeah, and like that really helped me because starting a business, it's not a straightforward road. It really, if you get into it, you really know that it's like built up by all of the little failures, and after each failure you kind of figure out, oh, how do I pivot? And
Yeah.
I guess I'm okay with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I'm still
amazing.
here.
Amazing, amazing, Katerina. And it's really
Yeah.
lovely how you get to share your stories. It just shows that apart from just navigating, you're really passionate about what you're doing. It's really amazing. So what were the biggest surprise when you entered the world of self-publishing?
Biggest surprise. I don't know if this counts as a surprise, but because self-publication, I was hanging out with a lot of, indie authors who also self-publish their own books. What I kind of realized that surprised me a little bit is that I'm not an author. I realize I'm more of a business person. Most of the authors really care about their writing, their craft. For me, I only care about the message. I want to get my message across to my readers. If people think I can't write, it's fine. So anyways, I hung out with a bunch of indie authors. They were all super nice. They taught me a lot about publishing. But after I took the publishing part, I kind of jumped ship to, hanging out with like crafts people, crafts, homemade goods, origami, paper craft, those kind of stuff. So now I'm trying to like integrate myself into this like new groups, new Facebook groups. And I think that aligns with what I care about a little bit more, like marketing, how to set up Shopify and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you. Yeah, so puzzle design isn't just more like common in the indie population. What was the hardest to figure out at the start?
Yeah, that kind of ties back to your previous question actually, because I was running into so many issues that other authors never really thought about. For example, I cannot do Kindle. That was one big blow. All of the authors said if you self-publish, you should put it on Kindle first, say Kindle Unlimited to make it more visible to people at a lower price point. I couldn't do that because of puzzles. My book is very interactive, and puzzle design. So luckily, let me talk about the good part.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a lot of softwares out there nowadays. I know people complain about, on Amazon, there's quite a bit of like low quality puzzle books or coloring books. I'm fine with that. We really need those people to prop up a whole industry. Without them, I will have like zero softwares to use. I'll have zero communities to join. So yeah, it's great. It's growing. The puzzle community and coloring community, they're all growing. I want to do something for adults specifically. And a lot of the people I hang out with do things for children. And so that is one thing I need to figure out, like how maybe like difficulty level or something. How do I adjust that? That's something I'm still figuring out. But yeah, puzzle is great. It has a lot of publishing constraints. You can only do, physical books. But other than that, the creation part is something I really enjoy. I'm learning there are like so many different disciplines for designing tabletop games nowadays. And like, yeah, the community is thriving. I think we're gonna grow big from here.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you,
Yeah.
Katharina. So why did you choose Iceland as a future destination or for an armchair Iceland?
Yeah, 'cause I'm new.
Yeah.
I'm new and I mean that's true. So I needed another selling point. And Iceland is we say right to market. Basically it's something a lot of people will like. So that is one of my concerns. I wanted a country that a lot of Americans, because most of my readers are Americans,
Yeah.
that they are like genuinely they are already interested in. Iceland fits that bucket. I'm also more familiar with Iceland. When I was researching the Iceland book, we just had a long vacation in Iceland. Yeah. And then came back. So that was vivid in my mind. I really love their landscape. I love their people, love everything. Yeah. And so I wanted something I'm familiar with, but not too familiar with. For example, if I talk about, say, Taiwan or Germany, I am almost intimidated because I know so much and I don't know how to like curate myself to represent it in a way that like normal, general everyday tourists will know. Yeah. So Iceland wasn't a very good like sweet spot for me as a first. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So what role does play and leisure now have in your daily life?
In my daily life. So now it's getting interesting. Like my hobby became my job. Still try to differentiate them. I play the New York Times games every night, and that is my own time. Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. They have this new thing called crossplay. You can play with like other people or play with the computer. So, yeah. And not sponsored. But yeah, I really liked it. I like Wordle and everything. That is my own time. I make a point that I do not post about it on my, Veg Out Voyage social media. If I post about it, then it's only my personal account. That is my way to make myself feel like I am off work. So funny thing is I don't quite like crosswords. I mean, I'm not a native English speaker, but I know that crosswords is very, very popular. It's selling on Amazon really well, and a lot of people are very dedicated. And so in my book, you will see more crossword, but like me in my free time, I'm not one of the target audience. Yeah. There are interesting differentiations.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Amazing. I think I love the fact that despite what you just do more like when you get started out, your hobby become more like a business, and the fact that despite that you still have a little space carved out for what you love doing at your leisure. It's really lovely and refreshing.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, isn't it? Like when I left tech, I definitely wanted something I would love for it to be sustainable. And then at the same time, you don't want that like something you love become something you hate because it's work.
Yeah, so true. True. So how did your background in machine learning shape how you think as a solopreneur?
Very interesting. So I get surprised. In the past 2 years that I started Veg Out Voyage, I get surprised a couple of times. For example, I am designing my own website on Shopify, and I love doing that. And I think because I had a little bit of coding background, it makes it easier for me to figure out. So, for example, if I want to offer customized products, so like a t-shirt that people can write their own name, something like that, like I can integrate the apps by myself, and that makes me feel so powerful. At the same time, I know a lot of people are talking about AI. I actually exited the workforce at a pretty good time. I left about 3 months before OpenAI came out with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It was serendipitous. I didn't know that was gonna happen. But now that AI has shifted our lives so much, it's interesting that now I'm on the user side. I'm no longer designing, prototyping,
Yeah.
natural language processing, whatnot. I am like strictly on the user side, and I can see some things that people are starting to be aware of, probably not like consciously aware of, like the hallucination. I understand why they hallucinate. It's because, the aggregation, the backend math, like I can understand the math a little bit, and that's what makes me be okay with the hallucination compared to other indie authors, I would say. And I also have a different take. I really, really hated that people are not talking about how much it's harming the environment, because training those neural networks requires a lot of natural resources, and we're killing trees, we're killing glaciers, and nobody is talking about it somehow. Everyone is just talking about, oh, like the data is getting stolen because like they need so much data to be trained. That is a problem that we need to fix, but the environment is also very important. um yeah, I don't know if I digressed, but yeah,
Yeah.
just a little things that pops up that
Yeah.
reminds me of my old career, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And it's the fact that how bold you were to actually live and get to discover that open AI came into being and a whole lot of things get to changing. Yeah, it was really amazing. So what
Yeah.
so what advice will you give to a professional considering to leap from their life 9 to 5 to solo business?
Oh my God. I I have so many, but I think it's important to make the decision for yourself. When I left, I was kind of bitter, to be honest. Yeah, to be honest, I was like angry about why is the entire tech industry overworking so much? I like why am I not getting the project I wanted to do that I think is important? And there are just like so many things I hate, and like why am I the only person working from home and I have to like take care of chores at home? There are so many things I was bitter about, like 4 or 5 years ago. But at the same time, like these constraints are systemic constraints. Outside of that, it is really my personal choice of what I want to do. But yeah, in the end of the day, I didn't want to do that. What I really wanted is to spend more time with my family, because that's what I think is important. And so then it is the career that I decided to let go. And I'm fine with that because it's my own choice. It like it's 4 years after now, and I don't think I'm bitter. I'm actually thriving with learning new things in e-commerce because it is my choice. You cannot make a choice because your husband wants you to do that, or like because you don't have time. Like I
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to phrase it, but yeah, like be okay with your decision and know that it is yours. I think that is the most important thing.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. I think it's really lovely being that having the choice to actually choose ourselves for the work we do. It's really amazing and really reassuring. Yeah, being that now you actually get to say no. While saying no, you own the decisions, and with that same energy, you focus on what you're currently doing now. It's amazing.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. I'm glad you like it.
Thank you. So, Katharina, looking ahead, what kind of life and body of work are you intentionally building?
I have a lot of things I want to do. Because right now I'm kind of a one person shop. I wanted to build out a few like part-time team members who can help me take care of things I don't like, such as social media. And I'm also hoping to do more in-house fulfilling. I think it gives me more control over, the branding, the packaging. I love doing those things. But doing in-house fulfilling, you kind of need to like be at home every day and like fulfill the orders. So if I can build a team that helps me with that, that would be awesome. Outside of that, I mean, I feel like I'm in a good place. I hope the business can continue to grow. Other than that, I'm in a good place with my hobby, with my family, with my other career, which is singing right now. And I'm happy. I hope it's truly sustainable. I want to make decision that is sustainable for long term. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Katharina. Also, Katharina, for my
Yeah.
audience who want to learn more about you, who want to reach out, and who want to get your book too, how can they reach out and where's the best platform?
Yeah, thanks for letting me plug this. My website is called vegoutvoyage.com. Yeah, everything is on there. I try to make it the most updated place. It's more updated than, say, my Instagram account. If you want to reach out to me, there is a contact page as well. I always respond to every single email. And if you just want the book, it's also on Amazon. You can find Armchair Iceland on Amazon. But yeah, Veg Out Voyage, that's my brand. Look it up.
Yeah, thank you so much. And definitely for my audience, the link to the website is going to be on the show notes. Yeah, thank you so much, Katharina, for sharing your journey and perspective with us. It's really a pleasure having you on the show. It has been the Aro Benaiah Show, where courage, activities, and clarity meet. Once again, a pleasure and an honor having you on the show,
Aw,
Katharina.
thank you for having me, Aro.